Did you get any good comic books this week? I did. Let's check out my haul. Hello everyone, it's vmcampos. I went to a local comic shop and picked up some books. First up is Animosity, number 6, from Aftershock. This is a great series that I've been reading. It's basically, what if all the animals of the world woke up and gained consciousness? There's lots of them and very little of us. The creative team is Marguerite Bennett, Rafael de la Torre, Rob Schwager, and Marshall Dillon. I'm really enjoying this book a lot. I really think it's very interesting, especially if you're into The Walking Dead and such. So check it out, Animosity. Next I got The Comic Book History of Comics by Van Lent, Dunleavy, and Guzowski. This one is from IDW. It's issue number 5. The world's greatest full-color comic history magazine. This is from 1955 to 1965. Tales to marvel at. So this is what it is. It's a history of comic books told from the perspective of a comic book. They started at the turn of the century, of the 20th century, and are now coming into the Marvel age. So there's Kirby, Lee, and Ditko, I suppose. I like this historical take on comics. It's a good aspect of the hobby to know about. So this is the comic book history of comics. Next up is Richard Corbin's Shadows on the Grave, number 3 from Dark Horse Comics. This is a really good anthology horror series that I'm enjoying a lot. Richard Corbin is a master of the macabre. Rest in peace, Bernie Wrightson. But another amazing artist and creator is Mr. Corbin. Just look at this cover. Fills you with dread and unease. There is a story that's continuing, but then it's shorter horror stories throughout. The book is in black and white, and it really works well for the subject matter. So this is Richard Corbin, Shadows on the Grave. I got Red Sonja, number 1, from Dynamite. Red Sonja has had lots of number 1s throughout the years, many more recently it seems. So I decided to get this one. This is by Amy Chu and Carlos Gomez. I didn't pay too much attention, but this is one of the variant covers, the 6th version. You see there, if you didn't know, the first digit is basically issue number, then variant version and print. So it's got the classic Red Sonja battle gear. There's some magic in play. I also got number 2 because of the photo cover. You don't see photo covers as much as you used to. So I pick them up when I see them, especially if they're good. This is one of the variations. The barcode is on the back. But here's some cosplay. Marvel's not the only one that did cosplay covers. This one works pretty well. So I got Red Sonja number 2 and number 1. I'm a fan of Star Trek, so I picked up Star Trek Deviations from IDW. This is a one-shot, and it's the subscription cover. The creative team is Cates, Hood, and Lewis. Basically, it's a short story, sort of like what-if tales in the world of Star Trek. And here, of course, we have Captain Picard and Dr. Crusher as everyone's favorite FBI duo, Mulder and Scully. Watch out for that Klingon. This is a one-shot. It's got more pages than the usual comic, and the price is a little higher too, $4.99. So I got Star Trek Deviations, one-shot. So Harley's Little Black Book. It's only on issue 6. It feels like it's been out a while, but they've only gotten up to issue 6. And of course the first issue was like a total cash grab with variants and all of that. But here, I got number 6 because of Lobo, my favorite badass indestructible biker. This is by Connor, Palmiotti, Bisley, and Mounts. So I got the regular cover. I didn't see any of the Bisley covers in his inimitable style, but here Connor's style is really fun. And this is sort of like the Lobo animated series version, kind of cartoony and bulky, which is fun. Classic Lobo logo. I haven't seen that one in years, especially after the New 52. This one's also a little pricier. It's also $4.99. So I got Harley's Little Black Book. I picked up World War Tank Girl. Now I was kind of iffy on picking this one up. I have read it compared to some of these ones I've shown so far. I was a little iffy because I didn't like the last series very much, Tank Girl Gold. I liked the resurrection of Tank Girl in the last 2 years or so, with 21st Century Tank Girl and then Two Girls, One Tank. But then I didn't quite like the follow-up series, Tank Girl Gold. This one, I really liked it. It's basically the whole crew goes back in time to January 1945 and kicks Nazi ass. It's drawn amazingly and written very fun by Martin and Parson. This is the regular cover. It's just wonderful. Parson's art is amazing. There were a couple of other variant covers that were also really nice, realistic versions. But I got this one. It's probably about 4 issues or so. This is the first one. If you like to see irreverence and kicking Nazi ass, get this book. What's really interesting also is that the newsprint is like a really, really pulpy style on purpose. You can even see it here where it looks like it's an old comic. It's the inside is yellowed like an old classic book. So I got World War Tank Girl. Now this next book is not safe for work. So jump to the next chapter in the description if you don't want to be offended. This is Daughter of the Dark Oracle, Orgy of the Vampires, from American Mythology Productions, written and illustrated by Mike Wolfer. So this book is exactly what it looks like. It's half-naked and fully naked vampires, very violent series. This is the Bloodbath variant, and you see a lot worse inside. It's black and white, and it's actually based on a true story. Countess Bathory was a real figure who killed a lot of virgin girls and bathed in their blood, believing that she would be immortal. This is a take on that character. It's a very sexy, very violent series. Daughter of the Dark Oracle, Orgy of the Vampires. Alright, if you skipped that mature part, welcome back. The last book that I got was Star Wars Rogue One, or as it's officially known as Rogue One, a Star Wars story. This one's from Marvel, creative team of Hauser, Lizo, Balzadua, and Rosenberg. Now, I loved the Rogue One movie 100 times better than The Force Awakens. You can fight me about it, but I felt The Force Awakens was an epic failure, where this one was utterly amazing. I loved the story and the characters and the placement within the canon. Just a beautiful story. So when I saw this on the shelf, I picked it up. I haven't read it yet. I can't wait to read it because we can get a different perspective from that amazing movie. So that's Rogue One, a Star Wars story, #1. So there you have it. That was my comic haul this week. See anything you like? Do you have any suggestions? Leave a comment below. And don't forget to subscribe. This is vmcampos. See you next time.